When Janelle Brolin, 24, answered the phone, she learned that the customer had ordered a spicy menudo soup and called to report that it was so hot that it had melted the plastic lid of a takeout container. In later years, the customer returned to the restaurant and tossed the soup in Brolin's face again. Angry customers in Temple, Texas were seen on tape flinging the soup in the face of a restaurant manager, according to police. In addition to offering her reimbursements, I tried to find her a replacement lunch or something altogether different if she was no longer in the mood for soup. She simply kept yelling, Brolin recalled of the situation. The consumer, on the other hand, later turned up in person to confront her. The consumer may have been seen pointing to the melted plastic top on that surveillance video. She kept yelling and making a commotion, cursing in front of families and other youngsters in the restaurant, said a witness. And it was at that moment that I told her, ma'am, you either calm down or leave, or I'm going to have to call the police. I told her, ma'am, I can still assist you and get you something. All I ask is that you refrain from yelling and cursing at me. And that was the exact moment she flung it at me, Brolin recalled. Soup can reach temperatures of up to 200 degrees Fahrenheit when it is cooked. Fortunately for Brolin, the soup that was thrown at her had already cooled down by the time it was flown into her face, but she claims that it still stings. The heat from the soup was not enough to burn me completely. As you can see, I did not get any physical injuries as a result of the incident, but the spices in the soup caused my eyes to sting so much that they were burning. According to Brolin, the spices were all inside the top part of my nose, and it caused me to have a nosebleed. According to her social media pages, the client walked out, but she had now been identified as a nurse at a local hospital, according to the police. In the end, I really don't have anything to say to her. I just hope she learns her lesson and realizes that people will never tolerate us being treated in that manner again, Brolin expressed hope. The Temple Police Department is currently conducting an investigation to determine whether or not charges will be brought. An enraged customer at Temple's TikTok has approximately 5 million views in the time since the video was released on the platform. I felt like my spirit had been destroyed just knowing that someone could do something so horrible and then laugh about it, Brolin said in an interview with DailyMail.com. After discovering melted plastic in her takeaway order from a renowned Mexican fast food business in a video that had gone viral, Brolin could be conversing with the woman as she removes the lid from the soup container and points at it. Afterward, the enraged client hurls the soup at Brolin, takes her male companion, and sprints out the door, according to the surveillance tape. Since it was posted, the TikTok video had been viewed more than 4.9 million times, according to the platform. In an interview in the DailyMail.com, Brolin described the event as traumatizing and painful. The mere knowledge that someone could do something so heinous and then laugh about it caused me to feel that my spirit had been crushed. During the back and forth, Jeanette Brolin, the manager of Sol de Jalisco, can be seen reasoning with the woman, takes off the lid of the container of soup and gestures to it during the exchange. A police investigation into the acts of the unnamed soup tosser is underway, and his actions have already been drawn from restaurant patrons and TikTok-owned users. We do not condone this type of behavior and expect our residents to conduct themselves in the most professional manner, Temple Police Deputy Chief Alan Teston said, according to KCEN-TV. The Department of Homeland Security advises that those who we believe gotten bad service to stay civil until the situation is remedied. The Temple Police Department did not respond to the DailyMail.com's attempt to contact them for comment. First, according to Brolin, the woman called the restaurant to express her dissatisfaction with the lid. In spite of Brolin's offer of free lunch substitute as well as a refund, the woman remained distraught, he claimed. In a TikTok account, she said how she warned the woman not to be condescending, and when the woman responded that she would speak to her in any way she, wanted, the restaurant owner answered, "No, ma'am," and then hung up the phone. But she was not gravely hurt, according to Brolin, who claimed she felt like she had been pepper sprayed. Customers in the restaurant acted quickly while she was immobilized, wiping the very spicy soup from her eyes and nose and stumbling on the soup-coated tiles beneath her. It was already dark outside when she stepped outdoors, and she noticed that people were taking pictures of the woman and her companions' faces and license plates, which she described as scary. Roland filed a report with the police shortly after they arrived. She stated she's still waiting for a court case to be set. After getting out of shock, I went to the bathroom. Just as I was about to burst into tears, a really nice woman came over and started cleaning me off with paper towels and wiping my face and hair, all while being extremely friendly. I was given a work shirt by one of my coworkers who had taken off her work shirt and put on her hoodie before giving it to me. All I wanted to do was to let you know that you weren't alone in that situation. Although Brolin was relieved by not only the support of her tiny community and her close-knit restaurant crew, she was also soothed by the outpouring of sympathy she received after a coworker uploaded the footage on social media. I honestly don't expect it to become viral outside of my immediate area, she told DailyMail.com. Because I have many friends who work in the restaurant industry, I figured they would be able to connect or at least understand my displeasure. The fact that I would be approached by news outlets and then the tape would be shared thousands of times was completely unexpected. The footage returned to the restaurant and can be seen arguing with Brolin behind the counter in the CCTV footage. The soup was allegedly so hot that it melted the plastic lid that it was placed on, according to police. The woman then abruptly pours the entire container of soup in Brolin's face, and she flees the restaurant with a male standing next to her, according to the police report. When I realized I couldn't open my eyes, I wiped the tears and realized she had really thrown something at me. Brolin said she had no idea what had happened until he woke up. I was taken completely by surprise when she flew that at me.